Well, coming up on this week's show, we are taking you on the coffee, wine, and craft beer trail. And boy, do we have some amazing guests on this week's show. And we didn't limit it to Central Ohio. No, sir. We went all around the state. Everything from Port Clinton, we went up to Gideon and Owen to Twin Oaks Brewing in that area. We came back down into the Columbus area. We're here at Chateau Wine and Spirits, where they have over 5,000 different wines. So if you enjoy great beer, great wine, or great coffee, you're going to find it on today's show. Renee, what did you find?
That's right, Mike. We're taking you everywhere, beer, coffee, and wine. One of those places is here in Worcester, Ohio, called Way Vineyards. They've got some great things coming up this fall. I'm Renee Joseph, and along with Mike Kilburn, we are out and about Columbus, and we take you there.
Well, if you're looking for a great day trip and to enjoy some great craft beer and some very unique experience, we stopped by Twin Oaks Brewing. This is in the Catawba Island area, and boy, they've got a great fall and winter planned up here. We talked to Corey Smith, and he told us more. Well, Corey, good to have you and Twin Oaks Brewing on the show.
Yes, thanks for coming out.
This place is absolutely beautiful. I've heard so many great things about this place. Tell us why it makes sense to come up here in the fall and winter.
Yeah, in the fall and winter, it's a lot less busy, which is my favorite part. In the summer, we get a lot of tourists who come through, and while we love it, some of the locals sometimes, don't get a chance to enjoy everything we have going on. And so for the winter time and in the fall time, it's just a lot more open. Our tap room's open. It's a nice, warm, cozy atmosphere. You can sit by the fires. And this year we're going to try and do something a little bit even bigger than last year. And we're actually going to try and enclose an outside space as a gigantic igloo for where our hop house is right now. So a lot of coziness, a lot of fireplaces, a lot of place for people to gather and just have some community time, in a nice slow-paced environment.
What makes this place so unique?
Yeah, this place is unique because it's based on a 60-acre farm. For a lot of people, when they come here, they actually treat us more like a park than a brewery, which is always a lot of fun. We see kids playing kickball and people on lawn chairs and on blankets, and it's just a very relaxing place.
Well, I understand you guys do a great job of brewing because you got the awards and stuff to
Yes.
prove it. So let's talk a little bit about some of the awards you've received.
Yeah, over the past couple of years, we've won a couple awards at the New York International Beer Competition. And then just recently, we won a silver medal at the Great American Beer Fest, which is a really big accomplishment for a brewery our size. And we're the first people in Northwest Ohio who've actually gotten a GABF medal.
Well, give us some contact information where we can find Twin Oaks and come up and visit.
Yep, we're located in Port Clinton, Ohio. If you want to check out our website, it's twinoaks.com. And you can go through there and you can see the igloo reservations, and you can see all kinds of different things on there, and stop on by and check us out.
What a great trip in fall and winter. Corey, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
If you're a coffee lover like me, you've got to check out Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. Not only do they have delicious coffee, they also have really unique specialty items. Paul told us all about their delicious chocolate and bourbon barrel-aged coffees. Well, Paul, welcome down to About Columbus, and thank you for having us out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters.
It's good to have you here.
Well, I'm enjoying this delicious cup of chai that you made me, and I got to tell you, this is the best thing I've ever tasted.
Yeah, we have it formulated for us in Seattle, and we love it. We have good reviews on that.
Oh my goodness, I'm in heaven here. It is beautiful in this little room, and it smells divine. Tell us what makes your coffee different.
Well, that's a good question because there's a lot of good coffee roasters. For us, it's working directly with the growers. I go directly myself to Nicaragua, to East Africa, to Southeast Asia, and work with the farmers to get their best crop, but also to help them be sustainable, help them create jobs, help them produce what the markets up here want. So we're helping farmers help themselves.
Well, tell us a little bit more about some of your specialty items.
We take unroasted green coffee, put it in freshly emptied Buffalo Trace bourbon barrels. I go to Louisville and get these barrels. We fill them with coffee beans and roll them around every morning, every evening for weeks, and I won't tell you how long, but trade secret. And then roast it. And you get this oak wood with this caramely spice note of the bourbon, and it's incredible. And so you get the best of coffee and bourbon. What can go wrong? That's wonderful. Farmers we work with grow cacao trees to provide shade for their coffee. It improves the coffee. And I would often ask them, what do you do with the fruit? And nothing. I'm a coffee farmer. So we began a project about 2 years ago of importing their cacao beans. We roast, we winnow, we grind to produce a fully tempered and molded coffee bar. And we have these available. They're 70% dark chocolate.
Paul, how can we find out more about Hemisphere Coffee Roasters?
The best way would be to our website, hemispherecoffeeroasters.com. And we have a Shopify store. You can get all of our products delivered right to your home.
Paul, thank you so much for sharing your delicious coffee and place with us.
Well, thank you for coming.
Well, on our travels around Ohio, we stopped by Stein Brewing Company. Our old friend David Stein talked to us about some of the great food and beer that you're going to find here. Plus, they got an event that they're volunteering for that is called Boo and Brew Craft Beer and Music Festival with the headliner John Michael Montgomery. A lot of things going on here and a great community partner. David told us more. Well, David, good to be back at Stein Brewing Company.
Oh, welcome. So happy to have you guys back.
Yeah. It's been a long time. A lot of COVID and things got in our way, but at least things are picking up again. Let's talk a little bit about Stein Brewing Company. You know, this is one of those places that really stuck in my mind from the last time I was here. And when we started talking about doing the craft beer and the trail, we really thought about this place. What do you want your customers to know about this place?
Well, the one thing that really, truly sets us apart is the dining portion. There are tons of great breweries throughout the state of Ohio. A lot of them you go to, which are excellent, but they also just have food trucks and stuff like that. We've got a full-fledged great kitchen led by executive chef Erin Stevens. She's the former head of the food program for Mapry Stadium, which is the Columbus Crew. She was one of Levy Restaurant's top traveling chefs, ran stadium programs from all over. So she brings quite the flair to our great town.
I know you guys do a lot of catering, so talk a little bit about that with our audience.
Yeah, that's one of the big things that's really expanded over the course of the last year plus. We've added a food truck to the arsenal, so we use that a lot for graduations, weddings, events. There's no crowd too big or too small for us to handle, which also makes us a really unique place to work with.
You know, another thing I know about the Stein Brewing Company is you guys are a great community partner, and you work with a lot of charity events, and you have one of those coming up, which is a Boo and Brew craft beer and music festival. So tell us a little bit about that.
Being in the community, one of the endearing things is giving back, and it's one of the things that really also I hope sets us apart. So one of the really fun ones we did 2 years ago that we're bringing back this year is called Boo and Brew. So it's a craft beer and music festival. So what it is we've got 35 plus craft brewers here. We've got 6 food trucks coming.
Well, David, give us some contact information where we can find you here in Mount Vernon.
Sure. You can go online and visit us at steinbrewco.com, steinbrewco.com, or give us a call at 740-830-6760.
Sure won't regret coming up here. No. Thanks so much again for being on the show.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Want to be on the show? Reach out to us at info@outandaboutcolumbus.com.
Located in the heart of Worcester, Ohio, Minglewood Distilling Company not only makes delicious spirits, they also have an interesting history. Andrew and Mark told us more about what you'll experience when you visit their distillery. We're going to begin talking with Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for coming and visiting us today.
Well, thank you for having us out. This place is so cool. Tell us all about what the experience is going to be like here at Minglewood Distilling Company.
Yeah, so if somebody comes and visits Minglewood, we're open every Friday and Saturday, and the specific hours are on our website, but they can come and visit, and we do tastings where they can try, any one of our products, as well as tours. And the tours take about 45 minutes, and we go really in depth with each one of our products, how we make it, and go into the history of the building a little bit as well.
Well, that sounds like fun. Let's talk about the products that you distill here.
Yeah, so we make 7 different products. We do a vodka and a gin, and those are our clear liquors. And then we also make a rye whiskey and a bourbon, all made from local grains, as well as 3 different flavored whiskeys. And those are our most popular. We have a cinnamon whiskey, an apple whiskey, and then we just came out with a peach whiskey last year that's really taken off for us.
Well, now that we've learned about your products, let's learn about the history of your company and your location. Well, Mark, welcome to the show.
Hello, welcome to Minglewood Distilling.
Well, thanks for having us out. And I got to tell you, this is the coolest building. Tell us a little bit about the history of this building and of Minglewood.
Thank you. We're located in the old Minglewood Coal and Ice building. This facility was built well over 100 years ago. The city had demolition orders on it, and we purchased it and have revitalized it and put our distillery in there. So it has a really great old historic feel to it.
Mark, how do we find out more about Minglewood Distilling Company?
Yes, we can be definitely visited on our website, minglewood.distilling.com. We can be seen on our Facebook page, Instagram, and also on TikTok.
Again, thank you for having us out. What a cool place you have here.
Thank you.
Well, if you love good wine, we've got a great place right here in Worcester, Ohio called Way Vineyards. Alex told us more about this family-owned winery. Alex, welcome to Out and About Columbus. Thanks for having us out today.
Yeah, thank you.
Normally we're here talking with your dad, but it is a pleasure to have you on today.
Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about Way Vineyards for those of us who have never seen you on the show.
Yeah, so we're a family-owned and operated winery and vineyard. We make all of our own wines, and we have 3 of our gold medal and double gold medal wines with us here.
Well, tell us what makes these so special and why they won these awards.
So the special part about these is these are more than 75% Ohio wines grown in the state of Ohio.
So, Alex, what do you have going on for the fall?
So we have live music and food trucks every Friday and Saturday night, as well as hosting some private events ourselves. We also have some craft nights as well that a lot of winery goers are actually very interested in.
Can you actually have a private event here?
Yes, so we rent out the tasting room as well as our event center upstairs.
Well, what can we look forward to this fall that's new than since the last time we've been out?
So this fall we're going to be re-releasing our hot mulled wine and hot spice cider.
Ooh, that sounds really good. Now, we're in your wine tasting room, I should say. You can also shop here, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Tell us what we can find in here.
So we have various wine signs, wine serving accessories, various wood wine rack holders, T-shirts from the winery, and various other items.
I just love it out here. It's so nice. Well, tell everybody how we can find out more information about Way Vineyards so we can come up here and taste your wines, maybe experience an evening here with the food trucks and the music.
Yeah, so you can follow us on Facebook, Way Vineyards, or you can find us on our website at lincolnwayvineyards.com.
Fantastic. Alex, again, thanks for having us out. Really, really love it here.
Yeah, thank you.
Like the Out and About Facebook page for pictures, video, and more on the show, including news on upcoming shows and even exclusive behind-the-scenes content. That's facebook.com/OutandAboutColumbus. Well, we stopped by Lexington, Ohio on our travels through Ohio and found a great collaboration here in the Lexington, Ohio area. It is the Happy Grape Bar and Bistro along with Laxton Hollow Brewing Works. We learn more about both of these operations from Ken and Paul. Well, Paul, good to have you and Happy Grape back on the show.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
You know, this is kind of a unique situation because you have the Happy Grape Bar and Bistro here, and then right next door you've got Laxton Hollow Brewing Works. How'd that collaboration start?
Well, about 5 years ago, my wife and I were looking to add taps and tap systems to our bar. And a friend of ours got me together with Ken Dudley, who is the brewmaster over there. And we started talking, and he told me all about cask ale, and it was super interesting, and he really has a passion for it. So I was like, oh, that's weird and cool enough for us to do something like that. So that's how we came together, and we've been doing that for 5 years now. It's been really cool.
Well, visitors that come here, what can they expect in terms of food and wine and things that you have?
Well, we have a full menu. We have artisan flatbreads. We have pressed sandwiches, salads. We do specials.
Well, you know, Paul, we had an opportunity to talk to Ken Dudley over at Laxton Hollow Brewing Works and find out how unique that is. And now we're next door to Happy Grape. It's the Laxton Hollow Brewing Works. And Ken, welcome down to About Columbus. Good to have you on the show. Tell me a little bit about true cask ale and why is it so unusual?
Cask ales used to be predominant beer in the United States for many years, and it's been replaced by beers that are artificially carbonated. So even your craft beers that you have at a microbrewery are generally going to be artificially carbonated. Difference here is this beer is actually naturally carbonated, and it has no extraneous CO2. Cask beer went away in the United States, but it continues to be made in the UK. It's a major form of beer that's served over there, and the styles we serve are English styles of beer that are best suited by a cask. And so it's really the only way you can experience those styles.
Well, Paul, where do we find you here in the Lexington area?
Well, we're located about 2 minutes off of I-71 at exit 165. Just come right up into Lexington. It'll bring you almost right to our doorstep. We're at 300 East Main Street in Lexington, Ohio. And if you want to get a hold of us, follow us on Facebook and our events page.
Yeah. You have a website?
We do, www.myhappygrape.com.
Fantastic. Paul, thanks so much for having us out, man. It was great to see you again.
All right, Mike, good seeing you.
Winter travels, we went to Catawba Island, and boy, we have found the most marvelous place. It's Gideon and Owen, and this place was formerly Mona Me, but there has been some substantial changes to this. It's absolutely gorgeous inside. The food's first rate, and we actually had an opportunity to sit down with the owner, Quentin Smith. He told us all about those changes and about Catawba winemaking. Well, Quentin, good to have you and Gideon Owen on the show.
Yeah, Mike, how you doing?
Walking in this place is absolutely gorgeous. I compliment you on what a beautiful place you have here.
Well, thank you. It's about a year and a half of renovations, and we love to build things, basically. So it was nice to take this good bones of a building and transform it back and into a more unique space, we think, than it was previously.
Yeah, you've done a great job. Let's talk a little bit about winemaking on Catawba Island.
Well, most people don't know, and I always use the little tagline that this was America's first Napa Valley. And I don't just mean Catawba Island. I want to talk about the entire area islands. So in the 1870s, there were more vineyards, there were more wineries than anywhere in America. We're coming full circle and planting European varietals in this wonderful climate and soil.
Back to the space that you have created here. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, so the old chalet, beautiful facility, but if you came to dine, you really had a hard time having a conversation. We've been able to transform it into a space that's very comfortable. You can dine, you can have a conversation.
Give us some contact information where we can find you up here on Catawba Island.
The address is 3845 East Wine Cellar Road. It's right after you go to the causeway. It's on the left-hand side. It was the old Mona Me, as people know. Gideon Owen's the name now. So it's hard to get lost in Catawba. It's a very small area. So go around the circle, you'll be back.
You have a website?
We do. www.gideonowenwine.com.
Well, we stopped by Chateau Wine and Spirits, and one reason to stop is this shelf, all these wines under $20, but outside of that, they got great wine tasting events and a selection that's second to none with over 5,000 wines. Kenny told us more. Well, Kenny, good to have you and Chateau Wine and Spirits on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us what makes this place different.
Some of the biggest things that make us different from everyone else are we're not like your classic grocery store. We have everything that high-end cocktail mixers are looking for, especially coming into the holidays. And we carry over 5,000 different kinds of wine. We get new ready-to-drink cocktails in every other week. But we're really just, a family-run business that's looking to supply the community with everything they need for all of their alcohol needs. We like to support everything local. We have tons of different Ohio wineries. We probably carry about 400 different SKUs of Ohio wines, but not only that, Ohio beers. We've got a huge section for Ohio beers.
So let's talk a little bit about if you have parties, if you have, with the holidays coming up, how can you help people out there?
So they can come in and talk to us at the store, or they're free to call us, and we will be able to put together any sort of wedding order, anything for an office party, a holiday party. We do a really good job of catering to any sort of event that you would need.
One of the things I was impressed with, I happen to see the shelves back here. It says $20 and under. Tell us a little bit about that and how that got started.
So that got started because a lot of people just come in with a price point with no idea what they're looking for. They're trying to find something new, and that's kind of something that we do here is we help you find, maybe not the grocery store wine or anything like that. So we started the 90-point wall. Everything's under $20, over 90 points. We keep it rotating. We get new stuff in there every single week.
Well, sounds great and a great selection. Kenny, give us some contact information.
So you can come into the store and visit us at 2131 Polaris Parkway. We also have a Sawmill location in Dublin at 6665 Sawmill Road. They have pretty much everything that we're going to carry as well. And then we have one more location off of Bethel Road, Northwest Wine and Spirits. Or you can call the store 614-848-3130 or check out our stuff online, chateauwineonline.com.
Great craft beer. delicious food, and an inviting atmosphere is what you'll find at Beerhead Bar and Eatery in New Albany. With me is Jared. Jared, thanks for having us out today.
Thank you for having me.
Boy, this looks fantastic, but let's talk about your craft beer. What sets you apart from other establishments in the area that focus on craft beer?
Well, I think our goal is to create a unique experience and an experience that changes with every visit. By having a rotating draft system of 50 beers on draft all the time, it allows us to create an experience that changes with each and every visit by having new and exciting craft beers on every time you come in for a visit.
Well, let's talk about your food here because this is really amazing. Now, you guys, your motto was approachable food, I understand, that's reasonably priced and not your typical bar food. Tell us about some of the selections that you have that complement your craft beers and your other drink selections.
Well, I would say that our food is also craft focused in the sense of all of our food options pair well with the beer that we're serving. Whether it's our shareable items like chicken wings and boneless chicken wings and chicken bites, our signature item, which is the Barbarian Pretzel. That's always an eye-catching item for our guests as it comes out of the kitchen, and leading into sandwiches, wraps, and pizzas that all pair well with the craft beer selections.
Well, you've definitely accomplished your goal here with all of those things. This is a great place. How do we find out more information?
Well, you can go to our website, beerheadbar.com, to look up any location, this location or any of our other locations in Ohio. We also have a Facebook page, Beerhead New Albany, and Instagram as well that they can follow.
Well, on our trip to Northeast Ohio, we found a relatively new winery. It's called Crest Cellars. And joining us today is Eric Cotton to talk about it. Eric, welcome to the show. Good to have you on.
Yep, thanks for coming.
So talk a little bit about the history of this. You actually started growing grapes, right?
Yeah, so I bought some property about 16 years ago on the other side of the river and started planting grapes and growing grapes there. And with the intention of doing a winery, then I bumped into John Bohink. He's another grower that we're in with. And he's actually the main winemaker. I'm mostly the vineyard guy, but we both work in the cellar and we both work in the vineyards, and we check each other's work and we catch each other's mistakes.
You know, one of the things that has really amazed me over the years of my trips that I've come up here is to find out that this is actually pretty good country for growing grapes. Tell us a little bit about that.
The reason why it's so warm up here is, you have the Lake Erie that moderates the climate as it comes across the lake, so it doesn't get too hot in the summer, doesn't get too cold in the winter. And then you have these series of ridges where, as you come up from the lake, and then it goes down to the Grand River, and it comes back up again to a higher ridge. And what happens is, at the tops of these ridges, all the warm air kind of runs up the hill and the cold air drains away. So it might be 3 or 4 or 5 degrees warmer up here on these ridges than it will be 1,000 feet away.
So Eric, all the wines that you have, are they all made locally here? So
all the grapes of these wines are grown not more than 3 miles away from the winery. So everything's from Madison, everything's from nearby, and we make all the wines here.
So Eric, if people want to come up and visit you, how do they learn more?
So the easiest way is our website. That's silvercrestcellars.com, and you can search for us, easily found on the interweb, right? And our phone number is 440-428-0677.
Great beer starts with great ingredients, and we're at a place that produces those great ingredients. We are at Rustic Brew Farm in Marysville, and with me is Matt. Matt, thanks for having us out.
Sure, my pleasure. Thanks for coming.
I didn't know all this went into beer, brewing beer, and you actually make all the fine ingredients for this. Tell us about what you do here at the farm.
Sure. First of all, we're a farm, and I think most people don't know that it takes about 18 months to 2 years from the time you plant the seed till it finally gets into the end product, which is the beer. So we grow the barley and hops on our farm, and then we malt the barley here in our malt house on the farm and deliver that end product to the brewers.
Well, let's talk about some of the breweries and beer places that you actually serve.
Sure. Yeah, we've worked with about close to 50 around the state. The ones that are fresh in my mind, we just delivered this week to North High in Columbus, Grove City Brewing, Pretentious Barrel House, and then Southside Brewing out in Cambridge. And later this week, I'm going up north to Cary Brewing Station and Urban Woody in Fostoria. And the two that are probably closest to us right down the road are Dalton Union here in Marysville, and then Rhetoric Brewing right up the road here. So they're our most local right here.
Yeah. What other things do you do on the farm?
Well, we recently bought a stone mill and started grinding some of our non-GMO corn and wheat into flour. So we got a bag here that we just started putting out there. We do cornmeal, whole wheat flour, and pastry flour now.
How do we find out more information about Rustic Brew Farm?
Yeah, you can go to our website, rusticbrewfarm.com. It's got all our contact information. We're on social media, of course. We like to post pictures of the farm every now and then just to give a little insight to what's going on. So. And then email or call or text. It's all on the website. So.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing your farm with us today. Really, this is really cool.
Thanks, yeah.
Want to be on the show? Reach out to us at info@outandaboutcolumbus.com. Well, Tim Dawson's no stranger to the show. Of course, if you'll remember, he did Rock the Clock in Plain City and in Richwood, and we have him back on the show. He's got a great new place called the Granary. This is first time I've been to the Granary, and what a beautiful place. So I don't want to waste a bunch of time, but I want you to tell our viewers about the Granary and all the other event spaces you have here.
Yeah, the Granary opened about 2 years ago. We have barbecue here. One of our specialties is our barbecue wings. They're smoked, and they are definitely a customer favorite. We also have brisket and pulled pork and pulled chicken. And then we opened up an event space on the second floor about 6 months ago, and we host weddings and bridal showers and rehearsal dinners and anything actually up there in the event space. So that's exciting to have.
And you're talking about maybe having some live music this winter?
Yeah, we actually are. We're going to put it upstairs in the event center on Fridays and Saturday nights. We'll have live music on the second floor of the Granary here, so it won't shut down in the winter months. It'll stay open.
There's some great patios here. You got one out here in front of the Granary, and then when we're looking in the back, you got a great patio back there as well.
We worked with the village to get the patio on the front of the building, which was about a year ago. And then 6 months ago, we opened up the rear patio, which has a stage on it. And we do have live entertainment on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday during the summertime months.
And I can't help but notice that Pioneer Pizza, which you also own, is back there in the back. And if you don't want the barbecue, you can always go get some delicious pizza, right?
You're right. You have the opportunity to order from either menu when you come on the patio. Here at the Granary. So it is kind of the best of both worlds. Families can order a pizza for everyone, or they can order individual meals from the Granary here too.
Give us some contact information where we can kind of follow you, learn about bands you may have this winter, and make this a part of your Friday, Saturday night repertoire.
That's a great thing. If you go to thegranaryplaincity.com and go to the events tab, you can always follow who's here. We have a Facebook page and we have online ordering.
I can't imagine a better place to come and enjoy some great food outside, inside, and with fall here. What a great time to be out on the patio. Again, thanks for being on the show, Tim.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
We're taking you around Ohio to all the best places to see and do this season. Whether it's local favorites, amazing destinations, and everything in between. Rain or shine, we take you there.